Tell a man no trouble, I don't want beef, man, I just want vibes.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Andre, and we back at it again. Not just another new episode, but another new season, season 2. We back. Ron, what it do?
What's up, Big Dre?
Man, how you been, man?
Good, man. I'm excited, man. Back in action again. Brand new set, brand new studio.
That's what I'm talking
brand
about.
New operation.
Yeah.
You know, and it just feels good, man. It feels like we've taken a leap, and we stayed with it, kept our heads down, elbows up, continue to work. That's what it's all about, man.
Man, leveling up is always good. Yeah. It's always good. You know where we come from.
Hey, man, making dollars and cents, brother. That's all it's about.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we want to come to y'all, man. This is a real interesting episode to me. You know, we always like to bring guests out, right? We always like to bring some of the dope people that we know, right? We always chopping it up, and we like, man, who gonna be the next guest? Who we gonna talk to this time?
Right.
You know, but this cat today, you know, you got your friends that you be feeling like you got some shit going on. But then you got your friends that be like, "Oh, I was already on that, man. Oh, I've been doing that for years, man.
You just now getting to there.
You just now learning, but oh man, you know what I'm saying. But you know, you got your friends that always motivate you too, right?
Yeah,
and this is a special guest, man, because this dude been motivating me for years, just giving me game, just different sauce. I'm talking about credit industry. I'm talking about real estate. I'm talking about with crypto, I'm talking about the list go on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna do no long drawn out intro. But welcome to the stage, my dog, Mr. Warner Dana.
Hey.
One time for Warner Dana.
Welcome to the show, Warner. How
Warner,
you been, man?
What's the deal, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Where you
Appreciate
been?
you guys having me on the show.
What's up, man? It's been about a year since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. I just been making money. That's all you can do. So business as usual.
Yeah. Let me hold something, man.
I'm broke.
Hold something, man.
Look, he broke now.
I ain't got nothing.
man, so look, you know, as we always say, man, I know you. I had the pleasure of knowing you for years.
Yeah.
Ron had the pleasure of knowing you for years.
Yeah.
You know, but for the people that don't know who Warner is, who is Warner Dana?
All right, I'll tell you guys a brief little bio. Basically, I grew up in the Bay Area. I've been in sports and school. I fell in love with track. I did really well. You know, I pretty much was like Olympics good. But I feel like, you know, even though you could go to the Olympics and be good and be on a Wheaties box, and that's great, I was like, I got to make money. So, like, my family, they were really bad with money. Like, a lot of black people, you know, our families, we're not really financially educated. So, like, for me personally, finance was like a passion for me. It was an indirect passion because really I just wanted to understand money. I didn't even really understand at the time when I was 18, 19, like I'm hitting the library, I'm finishing like a book a day, right? Most people, I give them a book, they might read it in a month. I knock it out in a day. So like I was consuming information at such a fast rate that at a certain point, all that information started to come together and I was like, oh shit, like I can see the whole fucking picture from here. Like this takes you to this and then you can do this and then you can do this and then do this. I'm like, okay. Then I'm realizing like people actually will pay me for this. Then it was like, okay, it was like a girl when she realized like she's got nice breasts or she's attractive and she's like, oh shit, like these guys are really in my DMs trying to get at me. So I'm realizing like what I've learned is actually worth a lot of money. So then companies are coming to me and they're like, okay, we could have you be in our company, or you know, like I'm getting offers where like the lowest offer, people go to college for 4, 5, 8 years to make maybe $100K. They give me like, you start at 250, 300. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll keep my own business because I can make more money having my own company. And then I realized like, okay, it's like if you're gonna do something, you need to make sure you do something that makes a difference to people. Otherwise, what's the point? But let me digress for a sec. So I'm reading these books and I'm understanding how money works in America because my parents were like extremely bad with money. We were really poor. It was like, to be poor, it's like, you know how a lot of people talk about, I grew up in the hood, I grew up in the trap. But to grow up in an area where everybody's poor and you're poorer than them, that's when you like, damn, we're really poor. Like that's what I know. When people say, okay, you're bougie or you, I'm like, I grew up in the Bay Area.
Where?
East Menlo Park, Hayward.
Okay.
Like,
you know, Oakland?
It's near Oakland, yeah. So it was
shout out to the Bay Area.
Yeah, shout out to the Bay.
That's right.
So it's like when I got to LA, you know, it was like, I was just like, okay, I need to come out here and network and meet people and grind. And I came across this one company, and at the time, they were like, we need somebody to help us sell for precious metals. And I was like, that's cool. But I already understood it because
what you mean sell for precious? What do you mean?
Oh, like gold and silver, like platinum, palladium, silver,
so
gold.
You were selling it?
I was selling like gold bullion coins, like actual ounces. It would ship it to their house. They get the physical, sort of like real estate, like what you're doing, but like physical. They were buying money for their like retirement, their savings. And at the time, I didn't realize like, because it was like basically talking to people about crypto now.
Yeah.
It was very advanced because you already know like crypto, they talk about it's digital, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's coins, big coins, like it's coins.
Right.
So at that time, this is like 2001, 2002, nobody was really thinking about buying precious metals.
Right.
But when the economy crashed in 2007, you know, gold went up like 700, I think it went up like 400%, and silver did like 700%. So it did what, you know, I was telling people it was going to do. They made money. Some people were like, oh, I saved my house with the silver you sold me. Like, they're telling me stories later. I'm at the time, like, I'm just trying to make money. And I'm like, damn, wow, I was so ahead. Like, what I was telling them changed their life in the direction of me trying to just survive day to day, not even knowing it.
Right.
You know?
So the actual coins?
Yeah, the company would sell the actual coins, and they would get the shipments in the mail, and you know they were buying them, they were happy. But I think
Let me break that down for the audience here because I want them to understand what you're saying. You would go to the person, let them know that you actually have gold and silver. They come in a coin format, right? Like a
Ounces.
like a real quarter, nickel, dime coin like situation, and you would box that up
I wouldn't. The company I work for would ship it out
from the mint.
We would just take the paperwork. We'd fill out their paperwork, their information, their address, their credit card information. The company would just ship the metals to them to their actual house.
Do you remember prices of gold back then?
At that time, I think gold was like $400. Right now, I think it's like $2,000.
Oh my God!
So it's up like 500% from there.
So let's break it down even more for the people that really need to know and really want to know. Why would a person go buy, like we especially our community, we'll buy gold chain, we'll buy gold, gold watch, we'll buy silver. Why would a person choose to say, I'm gonna make my money and put it into some gold or put it into some silver?
I mean, that's funny that you say that because the rappers are literally, they're so on point that they don't even understand it. They're in the vicinity because they're wearing the chains. Because from Africa, from Egypt, the metals actually had like a certain power. Like it had like a certain energy of wealth that it attracted. It was an attractor. Silver and gold was an attractor. Like you see the lady over there, she's wearing the hoops. People wear it not realizing that it does something. But they know it has value. So you say, okay, you got diamond earrings. You know what I mean? He got diamond earrings. Like they know it has value, but it absorbs energy to you because it's basically saying you were smart enough to do something to figure out how to spend 5-10 G's on your ears. Or you have a chain, whatever, Future spent 20,000 on his neck. But the gold form and the coin, like let's say you get a whole necklace, that could be like 3 ounces. Like I have a friend of mine, I sold him some gold. Smart guy. I've been mentoring him since 2016, 17. He went and melted down the Jewish district downtown LA.
Yeah.
He melted the ounces down that I sold him. He made it into bracelets, into like a link, like a Rolex band, and appraised it. Got it appraised and insured. I was like, that was smart. I was like, let me take notes on that one.
Right.
Like I'm smart, but I don't think about every angle. You know what I mean? It's like my brain doesn't work like that. Like I'm focused on the end goal. Like if I was Steph Curry, I'm like, we're gonna win the game. I'm gonna hit this half court shot. Right. I'm not thinking about the free throws and everything else and down the court.
Right.
But he's thinking about it in a different angle. So he actually took what I sold and made it more valuable. I was like, that was smart. Damn.
And I think that's the important piece is like, when you make your money, put it in something, right? We talk about real estate a lot, we talk about stocks, right?
Yeah.
We have not yet to talk about
precious metals.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's put your money in something. You make your money, there's a million ways you can flip it or you can grow your money, right? Like I said, you can do real estate, you can put it into property and grow like that. You can put it in stocks or crypto and grow like that, but you can put it in precious metals.
Well, I'm going to touch on that. I'm going to go into some other types of investments, but basically, like he said, the tangible assets, it goes up in value over time.
Right.
And I'm not going to really go into, because we don't have enough time on this podcast, I'm not going to go into like the Federal Reserve and how they print money and how they devalue the dollar, so that's why it's going up. So it's really like real estate. We see it go up in value, but it's an effect of the dollar losing value, which is why we're going to go into crypto. But basically from that company, I started my own company. They were paying me well at the time. I started my own company, helping people, fix their credit. I was doing really good with that. And then after that, between that company, I got into real estate a little bit before the real estate market crashed in 2007, 8. I bought a bunch of properties. The market crashed. I bought about $5.5 million in real estate when I was like 25. And I learned a lot. Even though I bought it very quickly and the market crashed, I learned more on the way down. And most people,
what you mean by that? Like, what you,
because most people think like you learn so much on the way up. No, I lost on the way down because I learned how banks worked. I learned how to negotiate with the banks. I learned how to modify the banks. I had clients. We were hiring attorneys to sue the banks, to tie up the houses in litigation so they couldn't lose their houses. So I got a chance also to see how savvy the banks work when the economy goes into a recession, which we're by way heading into now.
That's right. So
we're heading into another recession. And then a little bit after that, I still kept doing my credit business. I was, making money. And then I sort of heard somebody, I remember I had somebody call me. I was always subscribed to the Rob Report because I always would keep my mind focused on like, I want to get a yacht, I want to get a jet. Even though I didn't have the money at the time, I kept thinking like, you need to visualize something before you actually have something. So I was like, okay, I want to visualize what I want to have. So why not subscribe to the Rob Report and, talk to people? It's free to have a conversation. So I would have these conversations with these people so that I know when I get a certain amount of money, I know exactly who to call, right? So long story short, in the back of the Rob Report, they have these different opportunity sections. And I call this one company. I remember this guy. I never forget this. It sticks out to my memory. Like, there's a lot of things in my past where I can remember where people had like a memory where I'm in like an elevator and I hear some people talking about a hedge fund, or I'm hearing about people talk about commercial real estate, and I was young, but I knew it was important. I'll go buy a book on Amazon about it. I'll go read it. I was the type of person where you talk about it, I would just go buy a book on it. Smart. I would not wait until you sat with me to show me how to do it because I knew your time was valuable and I knew I had to figure it out without you. Yeah. Because I was born with nothing. Yeah. So I'm gonna be brief, but basically in the back of this Rob Report, it was a guy talking about you gotta invest $25,000. I was like, $25,000, and he was like, oh, your Bitcoins. And I was like, what the fuck is a Bitcoin? I was like, internet money. And I was like, and I remember talking to him, and I respected it because I knew the Rob Report was about money. Right. So I knew it wasn't nothing. Right. But this was like 2000. I want to say 15.
Okay. Well,
2000.
Let me ask you something real quick. 2015. What was the value of Bitcoin?
I don't even want to think about it, brother. It's gonna make me sick right now. Because mind you, when I say I was on the money, I've been on the money a couple times. But I mean, when I say I was, but I've always been near the money or on the money. But I'm talking about like I was in like Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant. I could be a billionaire. Yeah. Like I'm me, Warner Dana from the hood. I could be a fucking billionaire. Yeah. And I was black and I came from nothing. And I was like, tax free? They can't tax it?
But look, but that's the cold thing.
I'm gonna go into it. Go on.
Warner was the first person that told me about Bitcoin.
I believe it.
And he came to me, he was like, yo, Dre, put your money in this. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, this nigga tripping.
It's scary.
That's what everybody says.
What he talking about?
They always think I've lost my marbles.
Yeah, he talking about put your money in some in the internet. I'm like, this nigga's tripping. But sure enough, when you told me this was around that time. This was like 2015, 2016, around that time. I didn't put my bread in Bitcoin.
It came to me at 4,400.
That's okay.
So that's how far back in Bitcoin.
No, don't beat your. I got mine's worse because I had my ego. So I had my Russian clients. One of my clients came to my house. So now I had my house in Woodland Hills. I'm a house in the hills. I find out later Nipsey Hussle came to one of my pool parties. I didn't even know this until because my head was so high and I was making so much money. I didn't even know who was there. I was like, I'm already there, so you're just lucky to be here, have some fun, get some drinks, and I'm like, damn. He's like, you brushed off Nipsey Hussle. That's crazy.
There's levels to this.
I was on a different level though. He wasn't even on my level yet. But my point is to digress. One of my clients came to my house, and at that time Bitcoin was at 250, and he was like, Warner, we gotta get these investors. I think he said raise like 200 grand. I was getting ready to go to Paris, fly out, meet some chicks or something. I'm going to Paris. Like the Rihanna song just came out, Nothing Is Promised. I'm going to Paris. I'm literally about to live the song. And I'm like, dude, my bags are packed. I'm about to go to Paris the first time. I'm shopping and I'm going to Paris. And I think the stock I bought, I had this pharmaceutical stock I bought. I made like 100 grand. And I was like, I'm about to be out. I'm up 100. I sold it. I took 10K, put it in my account at Merrill Lynch, at B of A, and I was booking my flight. Yeah. I called the girls like, yeah, come pick me up at the airport, all of you guys. She's like, we need some money for the Airbnb. I was like, all right, Zelle. I sent them some money. They booked the Airbnb for 3 days. They picked me up at the airport. They had food ready for me when I got there. They came pick me up at the airport. It was like 5 of them. I was like, this is great. Not only do I have 5 getting me, I don't even care that I get these 5 because I'm going to go to the clubs and get even more. Wow. I was
look. You know, Warner started talking. He go keep going.
No.
But look, for people like me, right, that go and say, man, and I ain't do no reason. I'm gonna keep it real. He said, do the research. He was like, yo, go look it up. And I'm cutting. I'm like, man, I'm making decent money cutting here. I'm like, bro, I'm not. Well, I don't. Because I didn't understand it.
Don't shoot the messenger.
You know what I'm saying?
Warner always had 1 foot ahead of the game, and I give it to Warner.
So for people that might be in that same mind frame today, with anything, right? We're not just talking crypto. We talking anything with real estate, stock, whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
What's your advice for people that hear something and be like, man, I'm good?
I'm gonna make it easy for everybody. Save them time. You guys need to take notes. If you have a pen and paper, other side of this podcast, you might want to get a piece of paper. I'll make it easy for you. I'm gonna give you 10 years of research in 5 minutes or less. Every market connects to another market. So you got crypto, then you got the stock market, then you got the real estate market. Crypto is going to take off first. Stocks are going to go after that. Real estate is afterwards. But they also fall in tandem. So crypto is going to fall first. Then the stock market is going to fall. Real estate is going to fall. They go up in tandem. They're separate markets. So when one goes up, there's always one that's down. But people got to realize right now we're in a bear market for crypto. Real estate's heading into their bear market. The stock market, you'll see, is going to fall next. And then crypto is going to take off first. Everybody that's in stocks and real estate, they're going to be sitting there like, oh, I'm going to wait for my... No, money is money. Move your money where it's going to make more money. Sell that, get into real estate. I'm going to still buy real estate. I understand real estate very well.
Well, let me slow down just a little bit because you're giving some really good advice, but people would need to know where to buy crypto. Where do you suggest they go?
You can go to Coinbase, Gemini. You can go to Kraken. You can go to Uphold. You can set up an account through CoinZoom.
What about Robinhood?
No, that's just stocks. Just stocks.
So
you don't own the actual crypto. That's just stocks.
So they need to know where to go actually to buy the actual Bitcoin.
Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, CoinZoom, Uphold.
That's good information. It's real good information. Right now, do you happen to know where Bitcoin is today?
I think it's around 30,500 some change.
Last time I looked at it, it was like 18. It just fell.
It's been moving up.
And that was within 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's moved up since then.
It moved up to 30 grand.
The bull run is underway for crypto.
Okay, so crypto's on its way back up to 60, y'all.
Correct.
Now, I'm not a professional. I'm sitting by a guy that has experience, but I highly suggest you look into what this gentleman's speaking about.
It's probably gonna hit like 200,000 this time, 250.
Wow, word on the street.
That's crazy.
Wow, so it's time to get on.
Yeah, and like I was saying, man, like, and as I always say, you got to surround yourself around people that do research, people that's really into markets, right? So many times we be like, and I'm, you know, I'm guilty of this. It's like when he told me, I'm like, man, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you got a smart friend, and it's funny, I made a post about this the other day. If you got a smart friend, cherish your smart friend, because a nigga ain't got to say shit.
That's true.
Keeping it real.
Yeah,
he ain't got to say nothing.
Right.
So cherish. A lot of times we don't cherish our circle. We don't cherish the people that's around us and understand the value. Had I listened to Warner, you know what I'm saying, and said, yo, I'm gonna grab, even if I said I'm gonna spend 5 bands with,
right,
even if it was,
he could have probably made like at least 30,000. I mean, even my ex, like, we're not together. I'm not gonna talk about her name on this show, but she dropped about 5,000. This was right during a little bit. COVID just hit, and I told her to buy it. She bought around January 2021. She did about 5,000. Her account was up like 25,000 in about 4 months when the bull run started. But that was right at the beginning of the bull run. Like, I'm telling you, this is
and that's just putting your money in there and just
we're heading into another bull run. But the difference is I've done so much more research. Like, I do research on crypto. I mean, I understand finance in general, but like just crypto about 6 hours a day. Like how people treat their music, dropping an album, that's how I look at that. Because I look at it as I only got to hit a home run once.
That's it.
Mind you, like I was telling him earlier, Ron, if I would have bought that Bitcoin at 250, I would have done at least, like the way I used to invest like 5-10 G's in, I would have probably done at least 10 G's if I understood it.
Right.
But I didn't take the time to really understand it because I'm going to Paris to party out.
Right.
If I would have really listened to what the little Russian dude had to say, mind you, he's hitting me later talking about, yeah, I'm up like 10 million. I got a jet on the runway in Seattle. I'm like, fuck. And I had money, so I could have.
I hope Paris was worth it, brother.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I had a good time in Spain.
Good time.
All I'm going to say is I ended up having them drive me from Paris to Spain because we had to keep the party going. That's all I'm going to say.
That's how you doing it, huh?
It's like the movie 300 where you see the blades of grass moving like this.
Yeah.
I really saw that on the freeway. It's like the Autobahn. Like I literally kept seeing the speed and it just kept getting faster. I was like, why does this shit just keep getting faster?
Yeah.
I was like, push it, girl, push it.
Wow.
And I was drinking in the back, having a good time.
That's something that I can respect about you. You've always been a big traveler, man. I'd like you to explain to the audience too. I mean, obviously we gave them a good segment on where to buy, how to buy, what's hot right now. But when you are able to travel abroad, going out of the country, share that experience. How does it feel as a black man traveling out of the country?
Oh man, I wish we had a whole show on just this. I'm not gonna go into it long because I'm gonna cut it brief. I know Dre don't want me to go too long, but
no, we gonna.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in. We gotta do a part 2. We gotta do a part 2 on the traveling. I'm serious, and I'm gonna tell you why. If you out there, right, and you black and you a brother, like, I don't care if you're not black, you could be whatever ethnicity, but let's just say black for a second, right? Because in America, black men are kind of held down in the media, the cops don't shoot, whatever, all lives matter. We got all that, right? When you go out the country, it's almost like a 180. It's almost like, I'm like, why was I in America again? Like, I love America. I'm a patriot. My dad was a Marine, God bless his spirit. He passed. He was in Vietnam. But when you go out the country, I'll put it this way: you're treated the way you never have been treated in America, and it's to a point where you notice it. Because at first you're like, oh, they're just being nice because I'm a tourist, and you realize you're like, I done been in 18 countries, like they can't all be like that. I mean, we ain't gonna talk about the women. We don't have enough time. Let's just say I ain't gonna even go into it. If you married, it might take her with you. That's all I can say.
So get on that plane.
Because if she's not into women, it's gonna be you like, honey, let's just stay in the room. It's different. Like, traveling is a good experience. You get to grow, you get to experience the world, you get to see the world a different way. It's gonna change you as a man. You're gonna be more evolved, you're gonna be smarter, you're gonna see business better, you're gonna value yourself higher, and you gonna come back to America like
pack bags. It's time to go.
Who want it? Let's go.
Yeah.
You're not taking no shit.
You been to Africa?
I have not been to Africa, but I do have a friend that wants me to go to Kenya. She's a travel agent. I've known her. I ain't gonna use this is a nice date, but it's like she's married, but she's like, you still should come. Like, I don't know if that's a good situation to put me in. Like, you are married now, because last time I seen her,
it's not. Sir.
You
take
doing
my advice. Not a good idea.
Yeah, you're doing stuff with her, organically in the bed. And then she's talking about come through and like you could just stay. He's cool. He works all day. I'm like, I don't trust myself in that environment, so I'd rather not come. She's like, you should come to Kenya. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have a little Warner Jr. when I come back.
I wouldn't go to another country to visit.
I just don't want some other man to raise my kid. I don't feel like that's a good thing to do.
Speaking of kids, you have kids?
I have 0 kids.
Oh wow, okay. No wonder you sound so active, man. You ain't had no kids yet.
I ain't got no kids.
No, Warner just be getting that bread, traveling in the world.
Oh man, I don't laugh this hard all day, man. Thank you, Warner. You brighten my day, brother. It's just good to hear a different perspective, from another brother, man. I'm so tired of hearing some of the same stuff. A lot of us is trapped here in California, LA, living the everyday hustle and bustle.
Gotta get that passport.
You gotta get the passport. Get out there.
Get out of jail free card.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Good to hear. Africa's on my list. So
no, sure.
I've heard Africa. I've heard good things about Africa.
Yeah.
I mean, Africa. Honestly, it's funny you say that, Ron. Africa was the trip I wanted to go to last. I wanted to see the world from reverse. Meaning, I wanted to go to like London. I wanted to go to like France. I wanted to go to like countries basically where they're like urbanized white people. I wanted to see how they would treat us because I wanted to see what was the hardest that I would have to experience as a black man. Because I know if I go to Africa, it's going to be like R. Kelly coming home from jail, coming back to Chicago, Everybody love R. Kelly, except the little kids, he might take them down. But my point is, if I go to Africa, it would be a good experience, That's why I want to go. But I'm up to go. I mean, I think you should go. And I've heard good things about Kenya and South Africa. Yeah. Pied Piper.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, look, man.
Sorry.
There you have it.
I'm sorry, y'all. My guy's raw. My guy's raw in the flesh, y'all.
Yeah.
Take the money advice part. I don't know about everything else, y'all.
I don't know what he's talking about, the R. Kelly shit.
Oh yeah, I'm not with him on that stuff. I'm just saying they would be like if it was.
Hell no.
I can't co-sign everything he said, but I know this guy's about his money. Do your research on the Bitcoin.
Yeah, in the crypto.
What else? What about real estate, man? Any ventures?
Real estate's going to be good too. Like real estate's a good venue because you got a lot of properties, you got a lot of office buildings. where they've lost the buildings because of COVID.
Man, they're devaluing commercial businesses like crazy, like commercial property.
So you can buy them for less, maybe convert them into apartment buildings, get the section, the zoning, so you can make money on renting them.
That's happening now.
Public storage is another good unit for cash flow for commercial.
That's another one.
I'm looking at mobile home parks. Believe it or not, most people will sleep on that, but that's a good area.
Another good turnover. I mean, everything you're saying is right on point. So from now on, man,
I stay where the money is.
I'm gonna do opposite of Dre, man. I'm gonna just listen to you, man, and take some notes because I'm heavy into the real estate side.
I'm gonna listen to you to an extent. You talking about that R. Kelly shit. I'm listening to you to an extent. Like.
Hey.
But you know what? All jokes aside,
Chicago love
that's what it's about. Is making your dollars make sense
and having fun.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. That's what the show is about, and that's what the movement is about. Is making your dollars make sense.
Yeah.
Get in a position, invest in. Make your money how you make your money, but take your money and invest in some shit that's gonna make more money to where you can pass it down to your family. Right. You could travel the world. You can experience life at a high level.
Right.
You know, and that's what this is about. Right. You know, we've been blessed to be able to see a season 2. We've been blessed to be able to make it this far. You know, so I want to keep giving people game and keep bringing in some amazing guests and just talk about it, man. But again, make your dollars make sense.
That's right.
Don't just make your money and fuck off your money, and then you like, man, I made good money, but I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
And I want to add one more thing to Dre, because Dre, I've been telling him stuff for years about different financial things. I'll drop little nuggets in his ear, but the reason I like Dre is because Dre is like a bull. You know, he don't always hear you, but he hear you, and then he keep moving towards the goal. And then me as a teacher, he don't realize I used to work for a financial education company. That was the company that when I was selling the precious metals I worked for, and then I branched out, started my own company. So I already know how to teach people about finance, and I see them evolve. I just realized I can make more money owning my own company. So if I see a person every now and then, I see like they got potential, like they got drive, they want to learn, I'm going to dump information on them. But if I feel like they like, okay, now I'll slow down.
Yeah. You know, I want to talk to you after the podcast, man, and going into the webinar business, because I like to maybe partner up with you and get you into more of a format where we can teach others, because that's what it's about.
Yeah,
now.
we should.
It's about setting up a structured environment to teach individuals some of the things you're saying.
That's
they
true.
hear what you're saying, but to actually break down each particular line by line so they really get it, know where to go, know how to really study it and get involved in some of the things that you mentioned.
And also what I was going to say is like what Ron said, to touch on what he's saying, I want to have it where people can like call in, I can see them, talk to them, so people can see like what I'm seeing isn't just me saying it to Ron or Andre. I want to see somebody's life change on every show. So every time we have a show, I want to see somebody call back in and be like, yeah, what you said was useful. It helped me do this. I was able to get a new car. I was able to get a new house. I was able to get a new apartment or new whatever, better my life. I was able to help my savings for my family. So when somebody died and passed away, we had proper insurance for our family. So it doesn't just be something when you watch a TV show and you're like, oh yeah, they're talking about their trust account. I want to see us, people that look like us, have their trust for their family, so that when they retire, they leave money to their kids. They have a legacy. So it's not just something we see on the Cosby Show.
Well, let's do that, man. Let's take some time out. You know, obviously we're coming to an end. We've been on here, you know, talking about you and a lot of your lifestyle, which I had a great time talking to you. But I do want to get into a part 2. We'd love to have you come back.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, you know, if there's something that you want people to know you as, if you had like a little one-liner, also I'd like them to be able to know where to catch you. Your email address, your IG address, if there's a phone number, feel free to give it to the crowd, man.
All right, I'll give you guys my Instagram. It's Warner's Life 2023 on IG, Warner's Life 2023. And one thing I would say, if I had to say something leaving in crossing, I would say like, just don't be scared to go after your goals. If something you don't understand, do research. And if you have a question, ask somebody that's smarter than you.
Great advice. Andre, what about you, man? We didn't speak much about you and your services. I know you got some things going on. Yeah. It's been a whole season since I've seen you. I know you're doing a whole lot in the credit repair space now.
No, most
definitely. If they need to catch you, how can they get to you?
Man, y'all know, man, it's Andre Polk on IG. Get your credit right. You know, credit is a foundation. We always say that, man. Credit is a foundation. Get your credit in position to where you can access the bank's money and use it to leverage to do these different things, to make these different investments, right? That's what it's about, man. So on IG, @it's Andre Polk, you can go straight to the website, polkenterprisecredit.com. That's polkenterprisecredit.com. Check your boy out. Let's get this thing going, man. Let's get this thing going. Like Warner said, man, learn the game. Do your research on anything you want to get into. Do your research. find those mentors, find those coaches, and get in position and live your life. Life is short. Live your life. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Ray. I think that's some real good information. Again, I'm Ron Cunningham. I'm with Real Quest Realty, and our IG is Real Quest Realty Corp. We're easy to find, and we lend money. I'm a really, really big advocate of lending money because a lot of people don't have it in their pockets. So you start with Andre, you go get your credit together, you come to me, Ron Cunningham at Real Quest Realty, and then we'll get Warner on the line and see what he has for us to invest once I loan you money. And a lot of times I'll loan you money to buy houses, be it commercial, even sometimes we get into the personal loan space as well. So again, all three of us is just bringing information to you. Hey, we love you. You know, we love our people.
Yeah.
We want to teach our people. We want to see us do better.
See 'em win.
And that's all this is about. You know, I really appreciate you coming on the show, brother. So good to see you.
Thank you, brother.
Man, Warner, man.
Dre, send this dude home, man.
You know it's
Send
love,
this
baby.
dude
You know
home
I
before he
appreciate
get me
you,
in
man.
some trouble,
Hey,
man.
man, it's season 2. Making dollars and cents. Season 2. Your boy Andre, Ron Cunningham, Warner Dana. We in the building.
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's what's up, man. Peace.